previously. Oh my goodness. Oh,
I felt. Now it was.
I gobbled her up.
oh my.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. The Dezigner.
Hello and welcome everybody. We just finished Barbara's story and we're gonna be continuing the next person in line, which seems to be Edie? Maybe even Sam? Well, let's go through here.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Oh yeah. Back to this place.
I wonder if that comic was right about there being a key inside the music box near the basement.
Oh, that's true. Keep spinning this, I guess. Yep, there we go. Ooh, wow, look at us making big moves. Ooh, pool table. Pretty dusty though. And why the heck is this on there?
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Ooh, nice slices of wood. Let's walk through here.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Okay.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
So yeah, we should definitely check the fridge for that.
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
What the heck? Like, okay, should I even be surprised anymore? Okay, we may as well go in. Okay, now this is creepy.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. There's a pattern in all these stories.
Is that everybody dies at the end?
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Yeah. You don't say. Does that foreshadow that Edith is probably gonna die at the end of the story? Guess we'll find
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
What?
On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week.
I'm trying.
But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
That's true. Another can of peaches.
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal.
Whoa. More peaches. You're gonna cut your lips like that, dude.
And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
I'm tired of eating peaches every day.
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
Oh, I have to leave while it still can. Okay, I need to pay attention. Oh, so we're gonna go deeper. Interesting.
I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake.
Oh.
But I need to stop living the same day even if it kills me. Whatever's out
Fair
there,
enough.
I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food.
Yeah.
I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
You could have sidestepped, you know, like a little 1-2 on the sidestep.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Incredibly dark.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house,
Oh my gosh.
I can only imagine what else she was hiding. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else.
As you guys can
But now
see,
I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem.
I'm not on the real world.
Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Wait, what? Got light in the distance.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. I thought you should know about your family
No one's blaming you, Edith.
and the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
Oh, trust
I
me.
think the people in these
I'm
stories
lost.
believed them, for what that's worth.
Once again, Edith, we gotta work on your walking speed. This is atrocious. Atrocious,
And
atrocious.
when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Yikes.
The pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Oh, that's a statue. Okay, for the longest time, I'm sure you guys thought it as well. It was a person in Molly's dream, but that's a thick boy statue right there. We got Zerpy, Lurpy, Furpy, Chirpy, Burpy, Derpy, and Derpy Jr. Nice. Molly Finch. Barbara Finch.
My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
There's a telescope here. Can this not be blurry?
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Oh, that's crazy. That's insane. There's a whole ass house. out
Edie's
of
side was always
distance.
easier for me to understand. The older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
And she was just trying to move on.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along, for me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Oh, she's pregnant. Wow. Ah, this is a swing set right here. Where my boy Calvin flew out into infinity and beyond.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
That's creepy.
They were both pretty intense. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
This is true.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Yeah, what am I supposed to zoom into? What we got here? We got some chips and stackers, chalk and malt pudding. That sounds kind of good, actually. I don't know what this is. And we got some propane. Yo, may as well shoot that one. Oh, you can take
Shouldn't we
pictures.
be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Oh, that's nice. Ooh, birdie. That's like a blue jay, I think. Maybe.
Aw.
No, maybe not.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive. Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip.
Oh,
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn.
we finally found it.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe.
Boom.
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong.
Boom.
Great shot, Dawn! I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Oh, I'm playing as something. What the heck?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so-
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Oh my goodness. That's insane.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Yeah, I was just waiting for something bad to happen. Because they always end with death and destruction. Wow, we are in the attic. All this, I believe, ducts.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Come on, is it just me, or is that just incredibly creepy? Divorce contract.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Oh.
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Okay, I'm playing with the rubber. Oh. Oh, I'm playing as the frog. Okay.
Watching over Gregory, it's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello?
Oh, more bath time for me.
No.
I wonder what he saw.
More duckies. Oh, this is
What
so
his world was
trippy.
like.
Ugh. Oh. 2 in 1.
Reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination.
Maybe there's some special something in Greggy's cereal this morning. Boom.
It sure made him happy.
Come on. There we go.
I know how silly it sounds.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Wait.
I wish he could have told us. About the
And bubbles.
about Gregory.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we are the frog. Oh, this is so
Know
cool.
what happened wasn't your fault.
Oh, I see.
I'm sure it's happened.
Oh, he drowned.
Be happy to. Good luck, Kay.
Drowned.
Love, Sam.
Poor kiddo drowned in the bathtub. Dawn and Gus.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yeah.
Home for Gus.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, "We don't need a stepmom," were the words that I remembered.
Oh.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Oh my gosh.
The wind picked up and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Except for Gus? So what you're saying is everything's going wrong.
Rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
Wow, this is one intense storm, isn't it?
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Just got to there we go. Oh. Oh my goodness.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
That's dark.
Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Gustavo. Oh, yes,
My
be
mom moved
iconic.
up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Well, it's not too far away when you can see them from right there.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Fly to India. Nice.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
Check out the views.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Our family history. Back to fiction. Yeah, you gotta make a whole ass family history for your
But it didn't last.
family. Let's see.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Wow. Imagine sleeping up here. Just like.
Milton Finch Inn. the magic paintbrush.
I guess. Oh wow. Like a flip book in a flip book while he's painting. Very, very cool. Ah, he didn't finish it.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared. Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
Well, that didn't last quite long, did it?
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
We're almost at the top of the house. Just check that out. It just keeps going up. I guess we keep going up. Up, up and away. Yeah, this is giving me like some hella anxiety right here. Imagine you're going up
Mom
here.
definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
That's a boat. My goodness. Through here before going in.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Louis's room.
Wow.
Except Louis.
This is really cool. Let me in, please. Let me in.
Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Nice.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Louis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Louis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
Oh no. Cannot be wandering in this situation. Oh wow, you're playing a different game altogether.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small,
I'm doing this at the same time, guys.
imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery, I spoke with his boss, but he said Louis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused,
Was he though?
like a whole new Louis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him.
Oh no.
It seemed very promising at first.
Oh no.
He told me he'd made a new friend.
Guys, the picture's getting bigger and bigger.
On the edge of a city he named Louis Topia.
My goodness.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians and songs for them to play.
This all just
He
spells
talked
trouble
about
right
starting a
now.
band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery.
He's too busy in his own head.
But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him,
No. What do you mean it struck him?
and all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won.
My goodness.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Oh no. I can barely see the cannery.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until
This
one day
just
he forgot
spells
to go
so much
home from the
trouble.
cannery.
Oh no.
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a
Handsome queen?
handsome queen.
Yeah, my man really out there.
The queen was on her own quest for
Sinister serpents.
sinister serpents. He followed the sound of her silver harp.
My goodness, guys. Oh, the tension is just rising and rising.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon.
Oh, wow.
Even then, his logic remained sound.
Alright, guys, I can't see anything.
The world was all in his imagination.
This is a lot harder than it looks. Oof.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Oh, back to the cannery. So we gotta sweep the floors there.
He began to forget the world we know.
Oh wow, it's almost like a revelation of his dream. Kind of like this ground area. I would get... This looks like a very tough job to actually...
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
This cannot be good. There's a massive cat over here. Just, yeah, why
including
not?
The wise
Oh, it's
Caliban
Molly.
insisted on inviting him.
Not a single face on these people.
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
Oh my gosh, guys. Oh my goodness. This is so dark.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Oh my gosh. Dude, that is so dark. That is so dark. Oh my goodness.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Wow, that was a lot. That was a lot more than I expected. Probably the most darkest one out of all the stories so far, in my opinion. I was not expecting that. I'm pretty sure none of you guys were expecting that. But then again, as I said earlier, expect the unexpected with this game. Opening this door, we're almost at the top of the house from what it looks like. We're
On the way back from Lewis's funeral,
yeah,
my mom
almost
told
at the
me to
top.
start packing.
Way back from Oh, okay. We're going somewhere.
She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed.
Oh. It's a crunchy sound.
But I understand why we left.
This family just has a curse of death. Just it looms over every single one of them.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time.
Edith.
Maybe it should have come sooner.
This is my room.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
The last night, eh? Let's see.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
What intense, isn't it?
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
Great. Make a more creepier house even more creepier with just candles and
Or that Edie had a key to it.
very minimal light. The shaman just keeps secrets from everybody. Yeah, all it takes is one of these candles to just fall over and then boom.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house.
Like every kid's nightmare in Minecraft when you make a fireplace. Watch your house burn.
Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories.
Whoa.
I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
History of the Finches by Edith Finch.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Yeah, because walking towards a house that's been underwater is a great idea, right?
I got turned around.
Oh.
For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things.
As all of you do, apparently.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
Fully functional fence after all of this?
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go.
Give me that book.
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
No. Grandma?
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Oh, no way.
After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by.
Shake, 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 shake.
My
shake.
mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot.
Oh, no.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone.
No way. So
The
that's
last
how
Finch left alive.
That's how she went out.
Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this.
I'm a Finch?
If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Wow, this is really trippy, guys.
This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself.
No way.
But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to say. That was a very overwhelming story. But in the beginning I even said, like, this is probably a foreshadowing of her death as well. Wow. Well guys, I mean, I hope you guys enjoyed the series. And I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully. Hope you guys have a good one. Bye-bye.